Hi, this is Monica, your consultant, and I just wanted to share with you a few of our books that are fantastic for teaching social skills to your little ones. We're going to start with All Better, which is a board book that has reusable bandage stickers, and they are fantastic because these stickers can be used over and over again. They don't lose their stick, and they're great for little fingers. And it's, oh no, dog wasn't looking where he was going. Ouch. Clean it, kiss it, put a bandage on it. All better. And it's just wonderful for teaching your child how to help others. And of course, they love using the little Band-Aids. And if you have one that's especially interested in anything involving nursing or the medical field, like my child is, then this is just really thrilling to them. The next book we have is A Tale of Two Beasts, and this is a book about teaching perspective and different points of view. There's two parts to the book. In part one, there's a little girl going through the woods, and she sees a little beast hanging from a tree, and she grabs him to take him home. And she names him and she wraps him up and she makes a nice little bed for him and she just introduces him to her friends and she just really loves him, but he takes off out the window and he doesn't come back by bedtime and she's really upset and she doesn't understand why he left. But then eventually he does come back and they run off happily ever after. In part two of the book, it's from the beast perspective. And he says he's just hanging around singing to the birds when a terrible beast ambushes him, and she ties him up and she growls at him and she puts him in a tiny little box and she shows him off to people that are even wilder than she is. And so he escapes, and after he had some time to think about it, he thought maybe he made a mistake. He's going to go back and give it another try, and it still ends happily ever after. It's a really cute book, though, about showing what different perspectives can do. The next book we have is the Cuddle Bear book. Cuddle Bear is a wonderful book for showing just how much a hug can do for someone else. This is about a little bear who runs around. We see somebody lonely, lost, or blue. You call for Cuddle Bear, and Cuddle Bear will give you a hug and just change everything for you by snuggling and hugging you and making things better. And the thing I love about this book is they also have a matching plush available, which my daughter sleeps with this every night. This is her lovey now. And even better, Usborne donates a portion of all sales from the Cuddle Bear books and bears to the Scott Carter Foundation for Pediatric Cancer Research. So this is just a win-win here. The next book is Jonathan James and the What If Monster. This is available in hardback also. I just happen to have the paperback version. The What If Monster, Jonathan James and the What If Monster, is about that voice that we all have in our head that says, you know, what if you try something and you just do awful at it? What if you try climbing a tree and then there's wind and you slip and your knee gets all skinned? You know, what if you try to jump from the diving board and you look silly? What if they laugh at you if you try to play sports? What if you make a painting and it's awful? And the little what if monster is just constantly in Jonathan James' ear. Just what if, what if, what if with all the negativities. Well, then Jonathan James comes back and he says, now wait just a minute. I have something to say after hearing the what ifs all through the day. And then he says, what if I climb to the top of that tree and I never slip or skin a knee? And what if baseball's nothing but fun and I end up hitting a triple home run? And he goes on to say, what if all these positive things happen instead because I tried? And then in the end, you have a happy little what if monster at the end also. And another thing I love about it, just like the Cuddle Bear, we have a little what if monster plush. And I actually bought this book and the matching what if plush for my daughter before her last surgery because she was very high anxiety. So we had her little what if monster to take to the hospital also. And finally, Billy the Goat's Big Breakfast. This is a fantastic book for teaching about honesty and consequences and also apologizing, which I don't know about you, but my kids could certainly use that. This is a story about Nat the cat hosting a breakfast, and she invites Billy the Goat and Hugo Hare over to have breakfast. Billy beats Hugo there. He's there first, and he's hungry, and Nat says, you can't eat yet because we need to wait on Hugo Hare. So Billy the Goat gets a little bit impatient and he winds up drinking the juice. And then when Nat's not looking, he takes a big bite of the bread and she has not baked it yet. This is a raw loaf of bread. So Nat realizes something's happened, and she decides to just be discreet and polite and announces she's going to slip out to the store real quick to go buy some muffins. So she races off knowing that she's going to be short on food, and in the meantime, Hugo Hare arrives, and Billy the goat's tummy starts to swell from the yeast from the bread, and he is just getting really sick to his stomach. And when Nat comes back, he tries to hide it from her, and he's just so overwhelmed with guilt and feeling just awful for what he's done that he just decides he can't take it anymore. And so he confesses to Nat what he has done, and he tells her he is so sorry, and he feels horrible deep down inside. And Nat says, it's okay, and she warns him he may not want to eat that again, that'll make you sick. And she comes out and actually feeds them a wonderful breakfast. So this is just a fantastic book for teaching consequences, telling somebody that you are sorry, and not trying to hide what's going on. So these are our top favorite social skills Usborne books. Hope you like them.